All right, it's time for part 2 of Life's Pretty Tragic Without Body Magic. This one's got all the big ticket items in it. Comes in at over an hour long. So let's get into it. G'day and welcome to the MacPack Podcast.
We're back.
My name's Jake McKenna, and obviously we've got Joe and Junior Boy to my side for the moment.
Of course.
This is part 2 of the Body Magic, Life's Pretty Tragic Without Body Magic special.
The moment we've all been waiting
The
for.
big sequel that's
Yeah.
been on everyone's mind.
This
all
one
week.
is fucking huge.
Oh my gosh.
We thought last week was big. This week is even bigger. We undressed the whole Love Island discussion.
Honestly, if you're back, good stuff. It's
Well
good
done.
to be here.
This is the one you want to sit down for. We've got Noel, all of the Noel Lombardo stories.
legend.
He's fleshed out all the greats. He's told us all the secrets about Love Island. We're given a everyday hero, without spoilers, given an everyday hero to an AFL player, which I never thought would be the case.
Crazy.
Plus, we hear from his girlfriend Bec and his sister Elise about some of the dirt that no one would have heard before. This is truly a huge episode of the MacPack Podcast, so let's get into it. All right, now this is the big moment of the MacPack Podcast with Gerard, the Gerard special.
Probably what a lot of...
Yeah, this is probably how majority of people would know you, I would imagine. Is that probably true?
Yeah, well, I guess so.
Through Love Island?
Yeah, with things there. Lots of my followers obviously started from Love Island and have now stemmed and staying
Yeah.
in for all the PT stuff and
Yeah.
fitness stuff and everything else I'm doing. So, yep.
Cool.
We're going to talk some Love Island, are we?
Yes, we are. So,
All right, Junior Boy, kick it off.
first question. Do you apply or did they...
Yeah, how does
Come
it
to you.
start?
Well, how for me anyway, how it worked was I was started doing some social media stuff. I was doing
Yep.
sort of stuff beforehand, and we thought, maybe it'd be a good idea to see if we can get on a show just for like bit of experience,
Good
out of
promo.
exposure, good promo, it'd be a fun experience, all that sort of stuff. And I thought, you know what, Love Island's coming up soon. Maybe we'll get on that.
Yep.
Was thinking about it, and then I thought, you know what, before I jump on it with like my manager guy at the time to put all the applications in. Let's go talk to mum and dad first. So I
Yeah.
thought, all right, I had breakfast with mum, went down to the
Yeah.
restaurant down here.
Yep.
Went down there. I said, hey mum, been thinking about like maybe going on this Love Island show. And she was like, oh, what's that? And I sort of explained what it was. And she was like, oh yeah, like, we're laughing about, oh yeah, that would be fun, blah, blah, blah.
So supportive.
Yeah,
good.
always. Yeah. And then as we're, kid you not, as we're talking about it, my phone's on the table here. I get a DM off Instagram from the casting agency from Love Island going, hey mate, we've just come across your profile. We think you'd be a great fit for it, blah, 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 blah. Like this big thing as we're talking about.
And you hadn't submitted anything?
Nah. And we're
What
like,
the fuck?
what?
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
sign.
So that was
Meant
a
to
sign.
be.
So we're
Yeah.
laughing about it, and that was
Oh, that's
that.
sick.
So yeah.
That's
yeah,
actually a
very
cool way to get in. Because
Yeah.
like realistically, if you've already had the discussion and you're like, yeah, thinking about doing it, and then someone else makes that final call for you,
Yeah.
that's what you want.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was good.
I always think about this because, like, when you apply for Big Brother, you apply, like, it's kind of like your personality.
Yeah, you have to
But-
do a fair bit for the
No,
thing.
I still had to. That didn't mean I was in the show. From that
Oh,
one
really?
message I did, there was a in-person interview. There was videos you had to send in. There
Yep.
was audition tapes. There was phone calls. There was all sorts of stuff that you had to do. It was heaps. It was an almost probably an 8 or 9 month process. It went
Fuck.
forever. Yeah, it went for ages. So I actually found out when I was in halfway through that Europe trip that I was one of the Europe trips I was in.
Right.
So I found out we had a big party. We were like, yes, it's going to be great. And then, but what I had to do, make sure on that Europe trip, we were partying heaps all over the joint.
Yeah.
I had to stay in shape. I had to
True.
make sure I
Yeah.
stayed in
Oh,
shape the
yeah.
whole time. So
Come
I
on,
was
you-
having.
You look nothing like you did in those videos.
And it was like 4 weeks after I got back that I had to go. So that's not a lot of time
Yeah.
to get your stuff sorted, So it didn't matter what state I was in Europe. If I was absolutely these were the biggest nights of partying I've ever. The days and days and days. They were just it was full on, right? Didn't matter what state I was in. I had to get to the gym the next day.
Yeah,
so I was
right.
rocking up. Looking like an absolute gremlin. It was awful. So
That's nuts.
Got to get it done.
So what is the setup like? So they hit you up, and then what? What happens after that?
So like I said, you go through the, there's a couple of different processes. So you like send a video in, you go,
Yep.
hey, my name's Gerard, I'm Perth, blah, blah, blah. I do this, I do that. And then
Do you still have that?
I would somewhere, but
Okay.
you're not
Yeah.
getting your hands on that. You're not getting your hands on that. So there was that. And then what else happened? Then I had like an in-person interview. That was really fun, that one. So that was like, you went in one by one and, you just chat to everyone, and you had to, they're like, oh, cool, like, can we get you to dance for us?
Was there some weird characters? Are you doing it in a group setting?
No, it was one-on-one, but
Oh,
it was like,
right.
there was other people that you were there with, but I walked in, did it, and I went,
Nailed it.
I've absolutely dominated that.
That's so good. That's surprising because you're not a very confident guy.
Yeah. but just when like when you go for a job interview and you walk out and you go, fucking got it.
Yeah.
That's just how I felt.
No,
so.
that's sick. And then what happens? So you get accepted at what point?
Like I said, it was probably only 2 months out or something from when it was starting. So, you had some other bits and pieces to sort out. Had to get, clothes ready. Had to send your clothes and saying, hey, this is what I'm going to bring with me, all that sort of stuff. So, did all that. And then I went back and forth to Sydney a couple of times to do some shoots. Like the first, the ones who are in the bowl pit.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Good fun?
It was wild. So, in between each studio, they blindfold you and they put headphones on you because they've obviously got all the other contestants they don't want you to see.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So you walk into the studio, they blindfold you. The first room that I sort of got everything off, so I walk into this studio, it's got the stuff on, sit down, sitting on a couch, I take it off. I'm on a casting couch, like I'm talking Pornhub casting in a little room.
What have I signed up for?
I'm like, I'm looking around, going, what the? I've been blindfolded into this joint. What is this? I was like,
Squid Games.
I've seen this couch before. I was going, hang on.
That's terrifying.
Anyway, terrifying, yeah. But and then you do that, and you go to they blindfold you to the next room, and then you open up, and there's 20 people going, hey, Gerard, how you doing? Hey, we're going to do this ball pit stuff. We're going to throw some stuff at you, blah, 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 dance around like this. And then they put it on. You go to the next one, and then there's 20 new people. Hey, Gerard, we're going to do this next one. Blah, blah, blah. So it's wild.
And you're doing all the promo stuff
honest,
by yourself.
The prep for it, that was fun.
Yeah?
The prep was fun. It was really fun. It was like, because it's exciting.
Yeah.
Like, it was this cool thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, it's just exciting. It's just such
it's a new experience.
A new, really unique thing to do.
Yeah.
So the prep was all really good, and mum and dad and, a couple of people that knew were getting really excited. It was just fun,
Yeah,
It was
100%.
like, it was good.
So are you in Perth at that time? Like, you just doing that, or?
No, I flew to Sydney. So,
Oh, right. But this is well before. Do you come back home, sorry? In between?
Europe, yeah, I had 4 weeks, but then the in between that 4 weeks for 2 of the weekends, I flew to Sydney on like a Saturday morning.
Yeah,
and
okay.
got back in Perth Saturday afternoon, so it was like there for a few hours and came back. So.
And then once you're in Sydney, like to do all the promo stuff, you stay there and then you're on the show. There's no coming back in between this?
Came back.
Oh, you came back again?
Yeah, it was like back and forth,
Fuck,
I got some points up.
Yeah, I
for
bet.
that. Yeah.
Jesus. And then so eventually you go over, shot in Fiji. So
Fiji,
you leave from Perth to go to Fiji.
Are you on like a private Love Island airplane? Or are you just like on the...
No, just regular airplane, yeah. That would be good. That would be awesome.
By yourself because you blindfolded.
Went to you fly to Sydney and then from I think it was Sydney, or was it Brisbane? I can't remember. Anyway, and then a connecting flight to Fiji.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Cruisy.
Yeah.
And then what? You're in a hotel room for a little while before you go in.
Lockdown beforehand. It was like a week beforehand that you can't have your phone a week because they put out all the ads and stuff
true.
like that. So they don't want you seeing all the other contestants and deciding who you like and all that sort of stuff. Obviously. In this hotel room with a chaperone guy with you, and you've got nothing to do. It was lockdown before lockdowns.
Yeah,
like
true.
seriously, it was so boring. It was like I watched like 3 seasons of The Sopranos.
Yeah, you were saying, yeah.
Oh yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
I was watching they're watching The Sopranos. I was just so boring. But the idea is obviously that by the time you get there, you want to talk the fuck out of everyone because you're just being cooped up in a hotel room for the last week.
And Sopranos is pretty dark, like just to come out and all of a sudden you're like with normal people.
It would be funny if like you on Love Island, you like just wanted to talk about Sopranos the whole time.
You guys seen season 1 of Sopranos? Blitzed it.
Well, you do, but see the thing is like when they show it on TV, you are speaking with everyone in there for. Like I said, they don't turn the lights off until early hours in the morning, and you're talking and all you talk about is you run out of stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
18 hours. You talk about everything, absolutely everything. So I bet you I was talking about Sopranos for that. Right? I can guarantee it.
Just didn't make the cut.
Yeah, it just doesn't make the cut. You just don't see all the stuff that you talk about. That's actually the fun stuff that you talk about with everyone.
And so once you're in there, is there any discussion like that's probably the first time you've seen people in basically 2 weeks? How's the energy?
Oh my God. So the first episode, so how it works, so they've got like the girls lined up and the guys walk on in. And it's like that slow-mo, like this is Gerard from Perth. He's a PT and all this shit. And coming on down. But so you're outside the door, and again, they want like the most, because it is, it's all the reactions and everything. It is you, like that's the whole thing about it. So they don't tell you anything about anything. They just sort of push you in and you react how you react. Right?
Like a real fishbowl setup.
It really is, right? And that first episode, so I come in the pink doors and I'm walking on down and I see the girls out there and there's Sophie Mungo.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh my God. So anyway, so you walk on down.
Just run after. Hey, Sophie,
I felt sick when I first came in just because it was like, bang. And they didn't really say, oh, you have to walk up there. And
had you seen anyone at that point?
No one. So like,
fuck, that is like the first time you've seen humans in.
Oh
basically...
no, you've seen a couple other people, but
okay.
like, yeah. So like, go on in, but again, you don't know how to react. You don't know like, oh, am I doing this right? All this sort of stuff. It was just
how's everyone else done
the
this?
Adrenaline. I felt sick. Like I can't even genuinely remember the walk from the door to standing.
That
next
is
to Sophie.
nuts,
I cannot
man.
remember that. That's how. Nuts I was going. I was so nervous. And then you get you standing up next to Sophie Monk and she's got heels on as well, but she's tall.
Yeah.
Right? And Sophie Monk's eyes, oh my God. They're like pierce your soul. Like they go, and she's like this, she's going, Gerard, how are you? Like just into you.
Scared, mainly.
It's like that, like the snake off, what's it called? Jungle Book?
Yeah.
Hypnotizes and it's like, ooh, you're like, yeah, Sophie. Yeah. Exactly like that. It's exactly how it was like.
Unreal. And so everyone had that same experience, I'm imagining. Is that a discussion point when you're like, fuck, this is weird? Like, being around all these strangers?
The girls pick you to begin with, right?
No, you pick a girl. Well, they step forward for you, and then you can still pick whoever you like.
So
But
like
like,
the boys.
You pick Cartier.
I pick Cartier to start off with. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Were the other girls taken?
No, I was second
What
in.
is that supposed to mean?
No, I was just like, when did you come in?
Well,
in
she
the order?
stepped forward for me, and obviously you go, oh, there's
Someone's
interest
interested?
there.
Yep.
Great, let's do it. And literally, I was, like I said, I was that nervous to start off with. It was like, didn't make a great first entrance and impression compared to the other one. I felt
Shaking.
sick. I felt sick. So
Who's
I
the
was
pale
like,
guy down the end who's just thrown up?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I get at the sessions. That's what everyone says about me.
Fucking hell. Also, I have a question about, are there like the producers, do they have like a bit of say in what, like, do they like walk around and say like, all right boys, like we're going to be doing this tonight? Or do you
no, so like all
you get the message?
Yeah, there is someone that's sort of going around that might tee up like chats for various things. So if they kind of know that there's something brewing with one person, they might go, oh hey, Gerard, can you go grab Cartier for a chat? And you go,
Yeah,
oh,
okay, right.
Cool, right. No worries. Then you roughly know what you want to talk about. All that. So they never tell you to say anything.
Yeah.
It's all exactly what you say. Your reactions are all there. That's all very real. But it's definitely like if there's a storyline going there, you go, oh cool. You know what? We need to hear more of that. If you haven't spoke to each other in 6 hours, we need a bit of something. See how that's going or whatever. So.
Is the vibe generally that people in the villa know what's going on, or was there ever a time where you were in the corner and like shit was hitting the fan and you just had no concept of what was going on?
As in with other people.
Yeah,
that was going
there's conflict
on?
and shit.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that that is not on. There's 50 minutes. They're filming you 24 hours a day, and they put together 48 minutes or whatever, and it just doesn't paint the picture as to why things happen.
Yeah, okay.
This person said this to that one did this did that. There's all sorts of stuff that happens that that's obviously not, because they can't put it all on an episode.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, 100%.
Did you have fun?
I hated it. I fucking hated it. So, but the reason why I hated it is because that, like you guys know, I love everything I do day to day.
Yeah, true.
I'm living my absolute dream. Right?
Yeah.
I'm doing everything exactly what I want to do, right? And I'm going to do this forever. So, it's going from an environment of that I absolutely loved to this pretend reality TV environment where it was all you had to do was talk about your feelings and this and that, and it's not a natural natural thing and a natural way to meet people and to interact with people and talk to people, and you're not speaking to your family and friends who I love oh so dearly and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's more so, like I said, it's gone from an environment that I absolutely love to one that I didn't like that much. So I didn't like it,
So you wouldn't do it again?
Absolutely not. I'm very glad I did it, but
experience.
never again. And everything, like literally, could not have gone too much better for me, just because everything that happened to me in there, that was all, it was fine. It was all good. There was no sort of backlash in terms
100%.
of people getting pissed at you with anything. It was all really nice. Got some followers, got the exposure out there. But then I also, also ended up going out with my ex-girlfriend Jordan, who was also on the show with me as well. So actually,
you won. You won in the end.
In the end,
you actually went home with the prize.
I went home with the prize. You know what I mean? So it all ended up very, very well. But no, wouldn't do it again. No.
Have you looked at, like, obviously there's heaps of reality shows, more than I could probably count.
Yep.
Would any of them tickle your fancy to do like because they do what now, like a VIP or an all-star sort of bullshit setup? Would you be interested?
I want to be a trainer on The Biggest Loser.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just
Oh.
thinking
That would be
Get me on
cool.
that shit.
Do they
That'd
still
be
run
so
that?
good. No, I don't think. Bring it back. Why do you make to bring it back?
You
I'll
could
be
be
the
the
guy. I'll
forefront
do
runner.
that. Yeah, I'll do that.
You and
No,
Sophie
some-
Monk just host it.
No, but I'd love to do that. That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be really good.
But like
yeah.
a Big Brother or Survivor,
No.
you'd kill Survivor.
Nah, no chance.
You
No.
don't
SAS?
reckon?
Nah, I just wouldn't want to do it. And also, you don't, if you haven't been able to make something of yourself or do something with the little bit of clout and exposure that
Yeah,
you got
okay.
from one reality TV show,
Doubling
another
down.
one ain't gonna fucking do shit. Honestly, these guys that repeat, they go, oh, they, you know, I have got a couple of friends that are on the block and stuff, you know, sweet, and that's sort of like a whole nother thing. But
Yeah.
like when they're in that loop of doing it too much, you're like, oh, fuck,
get
like, come
pigeonholed,
on,
yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
like, you gotta like move on and do something else with your exposure
Yeah.
or whatever you're
Yeah,
gonna
no,
do with it. You know
that's
what I
fair
mean?
enough.
So, yeah.
So in the house, who are your like closest mates? Who are the people
Yeah.
that you were like closest to?
Yep. Cynthia.
Yep.
She was. She's great. I'm still great mates with Cynthia. We chat probably once a month.
Sick.
Yeah. She come and stayed here one
nice.
time last year. She's great. Absolutely love Cynthia. She's awesome. And then the twins. The twins are really good.
Yep.
That was Luke and Josh. They've just been
They're the ones
on
on the
as
block,
well.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't spoken to them since. I'd spoken to them just before the block started. But they're great. They're super funny. They're great lads. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And like you get along with.
Has that finished, the block?
I think it's almost finished. Close to. Close
You're
to.
asking the
They're
wrong
doing
crowd.
pretty
mate.
good,
Yeah,
I
I think it's close to because they're like getting all this controversy
Yeah.
stuff and whatever. But
Are you close with Adam?
no longer. No, we were in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you just lose touch with everyone
Yeah.
just because they're all doing their own separate things and you're doing your thing and whatever.
Yeah.
So and like I said, it's a weird spot and a weird environment to meet people in and have
Yeah.
a relationship, friendship,
Understand.
whatever you want to
Did
in,
you?
in that environment.
Was there any mutual friends? Like, there's obviously stacks of people in there. There's
Oh,
only
yeah.
a handful from Perth.
Yeah.
You didn't know anyone that knew someone who knew someone that you
this
found
was-
out in there?
This was funny because when Jordan came in and I was chatting to her, she was like, "Oh, I sat next to one of your friends on the plane." And I was like, "Oh, who's that?"
Right.
Sharad
Oh,
Willingham.
sick.
Sat next to her on the
I
plane.
love that
on the
he's
way
your
out.
friend. Like, he's done so much in his career.
Yeah,
And
funny.
he's
eh?
your friend.
Yeah,
Like,
funny.
that's
yeah,
so cool.
funny. Yeah. She was like, because he was like, "Oh, where are you going?" She's like, "Oh, I'm going to Fiji." He goes, "Oh, is that for Love Island?" He goes, "Yeah."
Right.
Oh, my trainer's like, I just finished training. It was like, "Oh, my trainer's on that."
Unreal.
There you go.
No, that's sick.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, pretty funny.
You know, like the little, like, I don't know what you call it, like the little diary room where you chat to the camera?
Yep.
Is there like a Big Brother kind of thing? Who are you talking to? Is there a guy standing there?
No, it's just a webcam. You don't see, there's only one, you see the camera people sort of at the sides every now and then, and there's one person that's sort of in, sort of directing a few bits and pieces and, just sorting out stuff in the house for you, whatever. But apart from that, you don't see anyone. You don't see
Yeah,
no one,
right.
right? Like whilst you're in there, and it's a webcam you're chatting to, so that's all there, and they're asking you questions through the webcam, and you say whatever.
And do you have to do like, is there like, everyone goes in for like their 15 minutes of that every day?
Yeah, there's more than that. It's so much you're in there. You can go in there whenever you like. Whenever you have something to say, you can go on in there and do that. And it's also like where if you've got an issue, you go in there and talk to them there. Like that's the point of contact that you're talking to anyone through.
Because obviously you're in there for ages. What would you guys do like for fun?
Oh, yeah.
You sit around and you talk. You're just so bored, man. It's so boring. Like it's just that's all you do is you talk and you just talk about shit. Like it's just nothing, and you do the same conversations because there's nothing to do all day. There's no games. There's nothing to stimulate. That's why
That's what I was thinking.
That's why it's so intense. So like what you don't understand until you actually do it is how slow time feels now. Like, no, it's like a day. Like they said it as before you went there. Like, look, time's gonna feel really slow, right? Like a day is gonna feel like a week, and I'm not kidding. That's how long it felt like.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it was. You don't understand until you do it. It felt so long. So like when you go, oh, what are they crying over each other? They've been with each other for 2 days. That may as well been 2 weeks. Dead set. That is how, and you will not understand until you're in that intense environment as to how that feels. But it feels like 2 weeks. It feels like this is your life. You're in a bubble. You're going. This is everything. You can't think about anything else except for what's going
And
on
nothing
inside
else
these
is
walls.
happening. Like you don't have any other stimulator.
You don't have
how cool was the footy last week?
You don't have the news. You don't have
Yeah.
anything going. Exactly. It's absolutely nothing. So it's a very, it's such a unique thing that really no one's ever going to bloody do unless you go on Love Island to do this. You know what I mean? So
Do you guys like, did you eat much? Because like they never show much eating. They show
well,
like eating.
eating's very unsexy, isn't it? You're munching on, when they try to go,
On Big Brother, one of the plot points is like the food, like getting the food.
Oh, that's a good point.
lot
Like,
of,
there's
like-
cooking and shit. How was the food?
Yeah.
prepared?
Yeah,
You
there's
just-
food. Yeah, they just have caterers and whatever that come.
Yeah,
in
right. So you didn't have to
and,
cook anything.
The breakfast is your breakfast. You did.
Yeah.
Yep. But apart from that, they had like caterers and whatever come in. But like, I eat
right.
so much as well. Like throughout the day, I eat like 7 or 8 meals a day. So there wasn't enough for 7 or 8 meals.
Do they
a
do
day.
that purposely? Like they give you quite small portions to annoy you? Like,
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
is there
Not
an
quite sure.
alcohol?
if it looks like we're drinking, because you know how there's always like we've got a glass in our hand
Yeah.
and stuff, right? You get one drink for the whole night. For the whole night. It sucks, right? You better savor that as much as possible can. Well, because they don't want you
Too hammered.
They don't want you too hammered, which would be really. I was going great. Can't wait to get twisted. Like this is,
Yeah.
and also that's where the great TV would come in.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like even some of the fights and stuff that break out on what's the
Definitely.
other one? The Bachelor and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It seems to be after they've had like 19 beers.
I think they get a little bit more
bit more pissed
pissed
on that.
on the Bachelor.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
okay.
no, literally, you have one drink and that's it for the whole night.
Because that's what happened. Early stages of Big Brother, there was no drinking ban. Like they could just drink as much
Which
as
I
they
think
want.
like someone got done for like doing like.
It got pretty bad. Like I remember
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzgerald was part of like quite a big fight that happened on the show.
No,
This
wasn't
must
it
have-
someone got like turkey slapped or some shit?
Yeah, that was a little
Yeah.
bit more chaotic, but
Wasn't
that was
one?
years after.
That
What's
was
a
after.
turkey
But-
slap?
It's where you get like your testicles and you slap someone across the face with your balls.
That's good TV.
Yeah, they didn't show it. Like it wasn't like prime time.
But yeah, but they got like, but I think everyone was hammered. That's why that
Yeah,
happened. And then it was
yeah.
like, all right, no alcohol, fair enough. Like
Putting a
fair
ban on
enough,
that
Fair
now.
enough as well.
So would you recommend it to anyone? And if so, who?
It depends. Again, it depends. If you haven't got something that you can springboard
Back into.
back into, no. Why would you do it? Like it's
So was there a few people that were in there that
everybody is doing their same job as what they did before.
that's a
Everyone.
good thing?
Well,
think?
Well, no, because I think people go on and think I'm going to be a TV
Yeah,
star
okay.
after this. I'm going to get a deal with this.
Doesn't
And do
happen.
it. It doesn't happen.
No.
Like or if it does, it happens for the first 12 weeks, and then after that's nothing.
Yeah,
so,
true.
I'm doing the exact same stuff as what I did before. Just more people see
Yeah.
it. It's more scalable. There's more people doing it online. More people follow me, interact with me, all that sort of stuff. So unless you've got something to do,
Yeah, when you come
afterwards,
back.
what's the point?
I imagine
man?
it'll be
Like,
tough to find a job as well. Like if you go on there and you do something that's a little bit
Yeah.
too chaotic, or even if you are quite sensible,
Yeah,
you've got that little
that
asterisk
guy.
next to you know, you're like, oh, this person's been on.
yeah.
There's a little bit more.
Yeah, I
Maybe
guess
on-
so. Well,
maybe
it's-
right after. But then it's
Yeah.
just sort of like a
Nobody
fun fact.
remembers what you did on there. People just remember that you were on there.
Yeah, okay.
And they say that as well. They go, you know what? Even if you came out and you got slammed for something, nobody's gonna after 12 weeks, nobody's gonna remember
Yeah,
that
that's a
whatever
good shout.
you did in there. They
Yeah.
just remember that you're the guy that's off it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah,
Good stuff. Anything else?
Not really.
Lock it, load it.
Yeah.
cool.
Good stuff. All right, we got the Masters milks out. Junior Boy's
right.
got a cappuccino. I've
How
got a
good are they,
strawberry.
boys? You're welcome.
Got
You're
an iced
welcome.
coffee and another coffee.
We've got the,
Yeah.
we've got the
We've got
whole
the whole
spread here.
range,
Literally,
shit.
we've got one of each flavour.
We've
How good's that?
accidentally just provided them with the full range. So if you're listening,
Cha-ching to Gerard.
Masters send more. All right, that's send more.
so you can probably see that on the YouTube page at the moment. The other thing you can probably see on the YouTube page is the mural, the magic mural.
Oh yes,
Um,
Body Magic mural. Yeah,
So
well,
for those listening, it's basically, I'm sure you would have seen it, and if you haven't, just jump on Instagram and check it out. It's basically just like it's a full-blown wall.
yeah. So
Talk us through it.
Well, I just kind of wanted like a background for all your before and afters. If anyone
Yep.
listening has seen your before and afters, you know that blue background behind. Just wanted something behind it that said Body Mag on it and sort of good for branding. It also just gives the room a bit more like
Bit of life.
yeah, a bit of life, But this is the second mural that's been on
Yeah.
there. The first one was this real big one. It was I had an Arnold Schwarzenegger over here, and I had this like gym chick over here, right? It had big Body Magic. It was like yellow, and it was like really, it was really
chaos,
loud.
yeah.
It was chaos. That's exactly right. It was chaos. Now, funny story about why it got changed was one, we went through a bit of a rebranding
Yep.
and sort of got all this new stuff. So that, but also this was a ex-girlfriend at the time. She was working as like a trainer as well for me
Yeah.
at one point, and then it sort of came like, oh, that was me, and that was sort of her,
Oh,
right?
right,
That was
right,
kind of thing, 'cause
right.
it kind of looked like weird. It wasn't supposed to, but it kind of looked like her.
You're saying you look like Arnie, and then she looked like
Correct.
Yeah, no, good.
Correct. So there's this like gym chick over here, and anyway, that was sort of like her. So when that didn't work out, I went, you know what, wall has to go. So I had some bad juju on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
no,
I
that's
was there.
fair enough.
So I think I even put up. Oh, just petty me. You just put up a post of me painting over it. Being like, oh yeah, I really think the wall should.
That's unreal.
Oh fuck! What a dick. That's funny. That's funny.
So, who did this one? Did you do this?
No, well, yeah, it looks like I did it. It does, doesn't it? This guy, it's not quite right. So, like the body up the top, the big white bit,
Yeah.
that's actually supposed to be like smaller than what
It's meant to
Magic
be.
is,
Oh,
but it's massive.
It
and
is
then this
huge.
is not right. And it's actually, if you look at it from the other side of the room, it's on a slight slant. Like it's just,
it is too. I can see it in there.
It's on a slight slant. It's just not, and some of like the Y. Look at this. It's not quite even.
Y's on the
look how
piss.
massive that part of the Y is, and that was. It's just not worked right. And the guy, so I paid him. He came and I had to go out. I was doing something. I was like, oh cool. He was, it'll take me 2 hours. And no worries. And they came out. I was
I'm
like,
quick.
what?
I'm not good.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I called him up and said, mate, you're going to have to come back and fix it. Yeah, no worries. Never heard from him.
Oh,
ever
really?
again. Yeah. But anyway, that's all right. It's on there now.
Who did the first one? He didn't do the first one.
He did the first one as well because I thought it was because the first one was good. Like,
Yeah,
it was
pretty
cool.
elaborate.
Yeah, it was pretty elaborate. It was pretty cool.
This
But
is
like,
just 9 letters.
this is I just wanted letters, man. I was like, fuck, he's like, oh no, for the letters you have to get like a, some projector thing. And I was like, oh, anyway, whatever.
Oh well.
But it stayed. It
I
does
think
the
it looks
job.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
I was thinking my camera was slanted, but
Nah,
It's just the sign.
Fortunately for you, it's not.
happy to hear.
All right. Well, we had the girls send in. We had obviously the girls are a big part of your life. We're talking about your girlfriend Bec and obviously your sister Elise. So they sent through some little voice clips.
Oh, fantastic.
They have some stories of their own, and
I bet they do.
they were fantastic at not providing stories that the boys had provided.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
these are
the
different
inside ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah, this
inner
is-
sanctum. Yeah.
This is the background of Body Match.
All right, let's go.
Ask him about the foot guy that kept messaging him. There's a very good story behind that.
is
That's
a
when
good
we
one.
started dating. And you also have to ask him about his whoobies. They are these fucking... I can't even explain it. Just ask him about the whoobies and he'll fucking know.
All right. Who do you want to start with?
All right, let's start with the whoobies, right? So
All
the whoobies are these are like my childhood teddy bears. Right?
Okay,
So
yep.
There's 2 little dog things. There's 2 of them. There's fat whoopie and there's skinny whoopie, and I've still got them. They're still
Yeah,
in the wardrobe.
right.
Yeah. But I still love them. Not that I'm sleeping with them now. I got back to cuddle now. So, but
The whoopies are out.
If she's ever staying at her place, the whoopies can't. No, they don't really.
I heard
Maybe.
the
But
whoopies only got retired when you were 16. Is that what I heard?
Oh, fuck off.
that what
That
I
is
heard?
not
That's what
correct.
I heard.
That is-
That's
they're
from
never, you know
Andrew.
what? They're never retired. They've never been retired. They've never been retired once. They're just on the bench at the minute. But there was one time, again, this is another Andrew story. So he came over one time and he was going to Bali and he kidnapped my whoobies, right? And he took them with him to Bali.
When you were 15.
And I didn't.
That seems like a flog.
Oh, he is. He really is. And he
just
took
hate-
him to
He's a
Bali.
lovely guy.
Surprised you
And
don't walk
I
in
was-
here one day and he's just like broken everything and just walked out. Just like, oh well.
And I was pissed. I was so angry, right? Like I was proper angry. And he's sending me photos of the whoopies at the beach in Bali, the whoopies by the pool in Bali. So what I did then was like I got them back once he came back from that trip. But he was right into Lego and he's got this prized Lego collection,
Yeah.
right? And he was out one. This was a while after. I had to let it sit because it'd be too obvious that was me.
Yeah, okay.
I went over to his place and I took all the heads off every single Lego thing that he had in there, right? And I hid them. And then I started a Facebook page that was to get Andrew's Legos back. And it was all Batman Legos. So I was the Joker. So I was the Joker saying, I've got all your Legos. And I was sending photos of me burning Legos and all this sort of stuff. It was very elaborate, right? He didn't know. And he didn't know for a very long time that it was me. Yeah.
so
So got him back. We
That
get
is
him. We
incredible.
get him back.
That is so good.
And then what was the other one?
The foot guy.
Oh, the foot guy. Well, fuck. So, yeah, I get some creatures message me on Insta, right? Like, all the time about all sorts of
Actually?
random stuff. All sorts of weird shit.
Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Oh, well, lots of weird sexual stuff.
Oh, really?
That's what I was going to
yeah.
ask before.
Some very, full-on guys, right?
Real?
Yeah,
Guys.
mainly
Okay.
guys. Mainly. I don't know why I'd attract that kind of crowd, but, it's
Maybe
it's
they're
what
just
I
a
get.
little bit more, what's the word?
Forward.
Yeah.
Very forward, right? So anyway, there was this guy, and he messaged me, and he said it was on some, weird account with heaps of, numbers and letters, strange things in it,
They're
no
the best.
profile picture, right? He goes,
Was it
"Hey."
verified?
No, it wasn't verified. Definitely not. No. For some reason, I don't think his name was Josh 17589, whatever it was, right? And he says, I can't remember how it was. I think I had my foot in a story or something. It was a bit of. He's like, oh, you have nice feet, right? And he was like persistent, like just would reply, saying, oh, look at those feet there. Oh, I'd love to get a snap of those. All this sort of stuff, all this weird shit. And then he finally, and then I was like, you scroll through this. Genuinely, I'm not kidding. Happens every couple of weeks.
Yeah,
like you
right.
get, it's crook. So scrolling through, but then he hit up like a message saying, hey, I'll pay you for some foot pics. How much is it going to for your foot? And I was like, fuck.
Had you replied to him at any point?
So the thing is, when, like I said, this happens quite frequently, but this only really comes out. They only ever get a reply if you're on the piss, right?
Okay,
so
yeah.
when you're on the piss,
You're
you're around with all your mates, and you go, oh, look at this gross guy, blah, blah, blah. Look at all this. This is fucked up. Oh, you know what? Give me the phone. Let's message him. You know what I mean? That's how it happens, right? So I was out. Look at this guy, we message him, and he's like, oh, yeah, no worries. I'll send you some cardless cash, like send us the foot pics, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is the thing with these guys. They always want to do cardless cash. Do you know what cardless cash? I didn't know what cardless cash was. You know what it is?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you in a sec. So anyway, so I didn't know what it is. They're going, no. Here's my bank details, and I'll send you a nice, sexy picture of me sweaty foot. No worries. Hurry up. Like, no transfer, cardless cash only. It's this merry-go-round, right? And you never get anywhere with them, as in it's a full, you're taking the piss the whole time, but it's just this continuous thing. Then I was with Bec one night, and he's hit me up again, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I really need a foot pic." And I was like, "Well," and we were doing nothing here, and I was like, "You know what? Fuck it, let's go do this cardless cash thing." Right? I was with Bec, and I'm like, "You know what? Nothing else to do. Fuck it, let's go get some cardless cash." So he sends this message going, "Yep, no worries. Tell me when you're at the ATM." And I'm thinking, this is not gonna
Explain
work.
cardless cash. I don't think I know what it is.
You go up to an ATM on Commonwealth Bank ATMs. There's this thing, a cardless cash. Click, and you punch in the PIN code that somebody sent to you.
Yeah.
And you get the cash. It comes straight out without putting in. It's
like,
a drug dealer's dream.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's also like if you don't have your card and you get cash out, you can like go.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So literally nothing good can come from offering cardless cash from someone. There's no legitimate transactions that come from doing this, right? Anyway, so I was like, got to the ATM thinking this is not going to happen. He's going to be like, oh no, you can't, there's like I said, it's this merry-go-round all the time with these guys. And punch in the code. I'm here. Punch in the code. $200 came out, and I went,
$200.
he didn't even ask for a foot pic at this point. He was just like grooming me for further foot things at this point, just gaining some trust, which he did. No. But then,
We've been together for 6 months.
just put water everywhere. There's nothing of your cords down there. That's all right. All good.
What are your cords there?
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about them. And then I was telling my mate this story the next day, and he's like, "You reckon you get it out?" I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, try it again." So I did it again. Got another $200 out.
Had you sent any photos?
At this point, no, he hadn't even asked. He hadn't even asked. He was just grooming me. I don't want to even think about what I would have had to do for some, what would have to be in the photos. But anyway,
incredible.
So funny. And then I thought, you know what? This is a slippery slope. I'm now $400 odd up at the casino. I'm going to cash out, block this account, and we're going to put this behind us forever. And that's exactly what we did. So $400. So I've sold. Yeah. So there you go.
But you never had to send anything?
I never actually had to send the foot pics, no.
That is incredible. Hey, what was the time period between the first 200 and the second 200?
Oh, a day, 2 days.
And you didn't go, well, where's my photos?
No,
he must be loaded.
I don't know. There's some weird people on there. Yeah.
Did he have photos on his profile?
No.
Okay.
Just letters and numbers.
That's
You could be on for a bit of a footless 8-week challenge.
There's a page. It's called like Footy McFeet or something. I have to see if I can find it for you. That I'm a regular. I'm a regular feature. Yeah, as in they've got like there's a photo of me like in a pool or something. I've been pushing the pool, my legs in the air, and it's just a zoom up of my foot. Saying,
what the
body match foot? Do you like this? Yeah, it's like
that is next level.
But don't you think this about feet people, right? If that's your fetish. If you just go down the shops, think of how many feet that you're walking past, right? If you're like one of these feet people that loves that shit, right?
It's like going to the strippers.
It's like going to the strippers, and then there's people walking past in sandals, and then people walking past in like
I'm wearing thongs,
and people, and then you go, and like that's like shoes or lingerie for them.
Right.
Dream job at like Foot Locker.
That is wild.
Just let me get that in a larger size. Let me get it.
Sorry, I got to lick your foot to lubricate it on right. Hang on.
No.
this new lick technology. Some crook people.
No. You don't need to wear a sock to try this on. No.
Oh, I'll take that. I'll take your old ones. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's
Do you want
crook.
to try my shoe on? That'll
Crook.
be fun. Well, that's very
nasty.
yeah.
It's another world.
That
It's
is
another
dark
world.
web.
But
That is
literally,
dark web.
but the good thing about all that is that I know that no matter what happens in life, right? If Body Magic goes bankrupt big time, right? And there's nowhere to go. I know there's $200 sitting there. I can get that. I can get that.
On demand.
I can get that on demand.
That
It's an
is
unblock.
nuts.
It's an
That's
unblock
such
the
an
message
easy
away.
way to make cash because it's not even like a weird thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like if
But
I
it's
took
a
a photo of
slippery
my
slope. No,
You're
it's a
right.
slippery
Yeah,
slope.
that's how they get ya.
It was only a matter of time before he triangulates the ATM that I get it out of.
Yeah,
and he's going to
true.
be at me bush out the front here, isn't it? Yeah,
that's a good
wanting the
point.
real deal.
That's
so,
a good point. That's a
Yeah,
good
it's a
point.
slippery slope, boys. Don't get into it.
What else have we got, Joey boy?
Okay, now we got Elise's message.
yeah.
Here we go.
Hello to the boys at the MacPack podcast.
Hello.
There are many stories you can ask Gerard about, but I will just name a few for you. You can ask him about the Shadow Man from Tomorrowland,
Oh,
the
no.
G-string he found in
I
his
know that is
Elsa
fun.
costume, the time he thought his car was stolen after a night out, and lastly, the time he got the most drunk I have ever seen him to this day after his shoulder surgery. That one I hold dear to my heart, and he'll know why. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Elise. All right, which one?
Where are we starting? I reckon we go. What was the first one? Shadow Guy.
The Shadow Man.
Well, okay, so this was after Tomorrowland I was in Europe. Tomorrowland, 3 days of hitting it, and then a further fourth day in Amsterdam, hitting it straight after that.
Nice.
Which after that amount of partying, I was on the worst come down of my entire life, and I was seeing shadow people.
Oh,
coming at me.
really?
It was hectic. Yeah, it was a dark day. Yeah, it was wild. It was the 4 most fun days of my life, followed by 4 of the worst. Like that, we were going. We were just so fried. We didn't do anything in Amsterdam. After the first night, we did nothing. We were literally in bed for days.
Yeah.
Which had nothing left, no gas left in those tanks. We were flying from Amsterdam to Ibiza, which you guys haven't been to Ibiza, have you? It's wild. It's another wild party place. And as we're going to the airport, I'm thinking, I've called Elise up, I've called my cousins up that are nurses, and everything. I'm going, I think there's something wrong here. Like, I think I have to go to the hospital, right? So no, just get on the flight, get to the airport, get on the flight, you'll feel better after. I said, okay, all right, yeah, you're right. We just got to push through. Let's get to the airport, Amsterdam airport. We walk on in. We've got like our bags through, and we're just nowhere. Like, and Jack that I was with, he was even more nowhere than me. So I was the one that was driving this nowhere shit. Right? So I'm leading us. We go through the airport. We put our bags through the checks and whatever, and then we get, sorry boys, can you please come to the next room? So we go to the next room. We get the full pat.
Which
down,
is never
whatever.
a fun chat.
No. Yeah, exactly. So we're the ones that get pulled.
They
to the
don't
next
take
room.
you in
That's
there
how
to give you
bad we
beers
look.
or
No,
anything.
no.
It's just like,
You guys look like you're having a great
Yeah.
holiday.
Yeah, exactly. So we get pulled to the next room, patted down. Thanks very much. No worries. Thanks, guys. Then we walk through to the next security point. We get through it, put our bags down, and we get asked to come to, sorry, boys, please come to the next room again. We're going, oh, fuck. Like, next room again. And we go to the next one, get another pat down with the scanner thing. Back in third time around.
What?
We've gone, literally, third check at Amsterdam Airport. We put our bags in, and we get pulled to the room again, and they're going, sorry, boys, yep, let's just check through. And I'm going, what is going on? Like, and they're sort of laughing a bit. And we're like, what is going on here? Like, we just cannot fathom anything in our brain as to what's happening. And then we go outside the room after. So after the third check, going in, and I've gone, you know what? We've been around this a few times. We've gone in the airport, out the airport, in the airport, out the airport 3 times without realising.
and that's why
That's
the
how
guards,
fried I
and the
was.
guards have purposely seen you.
They were
doing it.
laughing. They
Oh,
were just
that's
going,
so
look
good.
at these absolute space cadets, like me, white as a sheep, just going, like trying to comply, going,
Just come in here again.
oh my
Did
God.
you realise it was the same people that were asking you each time?
We didn't until the third time round, and then the penny dropped and went, oh.
That is all time.
Yeah,
that
it
is
was
one of the
wild.
great stories.
That was
That's
pretty
good. That's
That was
good.
pretty good.
What else has Elise got? She's got the
G-string.
G-string that was found in the Elsa
So
costume. This is pretty recent.
Yeah, this was Noel's birthday
Yep.
in Feb. Noel's parties are crackers. Boy, they are that good, right? You do not want to miss them, and they're always like a theme.
Yeah. It's been good ones. Was there Prince 2 years ago?
It was no. So it's disco themed every year.
Yeah. Oh right.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Every year, right? Because last year was so good. Why would you change it? So it loves disco, but he did really want last birthday to be Frozen themed, right? So it was a Frozen disco theme.
Okay,
all right? So that's
okay.
how we got to that, right? So I went as Elsa, and Jono came as a friend of mine came, and Bec came. You know, all dressed up, good fun, went there. We got these Elsa costumes from this place in the city. We got two of them. Me and Jono were matching. We get home. We're about to put them on. We put them on, and one of the costumes has got like this other bit of fabric, like, and I was like, fuck, like, what is it? And I was thinking, and I've got my it's like a big dress thing on it.
Yeah.
Is it fucking like a necklace thing? What is it? I've sort of grabbed it, like, put it on and gone, realized, like, put it on my, on my face. Like, what is this? Like, where does this go? It's a fucking G-string. So either someone is at this costume shop just planting dirty G-strings inside,
Couple of
just
G-bangers.
just mystery G-bangers in the costumes, right? And just waiting for you to open up with like the golden ticket of the G-strings, right? Or we're missing a G-string. You're supposed to have a G-string included in your costume. So either way, we got stitched up. We got one too many or one too less G-strings. I'm not quite sure which way that was.
History continues.
Yeah, but I think I did put it quite close to my face and then realised what it was.
Right. That's sick. What
last
else? What else have we got here?
It was sick, yes.
Oh,
Ghost
there's two
stolen
here.
car.
Yeah, the stolen car.
Oh, fuck. So, I drive this red Lancer. It's this piece of shit, right? And
I
I've
need to
had
sell more foot pics, man.
Yeah, literally, yeah. No, I'm running that thing till it dies. See, the thing is, I love that Lancer. I do love that Lancer, yeah. But I've actually had it stolen before.
Right.
I had it from the front of the house. I got stolen from the front of the house. It was after a night out, came in, went to bed, and I get my mum waking me up at like 7 a.m, and she's going, Jared, where's your car? And I've gone, like, holy fuck, like, it's, you know, what have I done? Have I driven it? Have I crashed it? What have I done? And we go outside and there's like sort of glass all over the front here. We're fuck, so someone smashed the window and like
Yeah, right.
done the old hot wire thing and taken it off, right? So yeah, I had my car stolen, couldn't believe it. And then unfortunately I think it's like after like 14 days, the insurance pays it out or something. There's like a time limit.
Okay.
On day 13, this was the day before everything, I was going to go get a new car.
Yeah.
Hey, Gerard, Rockingham Police Station here. We found your car. Oh, you bastards. Let's go. Damn. And it was probably like one thing off being completely written off. So I got the car back, right? And they were like, no worries, we'll fix it. Because it was new at the time. This was, this is years ago. And, you know, I was glad to get the car back because I missed it.
Yeah.
But it's the only way I can describe it. It's with that car, it was like getting back with an ex-girlfriend,
Yeah.
right? It's very comfortable, you know, where all the buttons are, you know how to turn it on. It's nice driving the car, right? You know how to drive that car, right? But the thing is, you get back with an ex-girlfriend, just like that car, you just knew someone else has been in it. Like, you're just like, it's like just...
The same, but it's different.
There's something off here. There's something off here, right? So anyway, so there was that. So that happened. But then the second time was actually, it was a cheat day. It was a cheat day, and we had it here. Mum and Dad are all down south, got the house to ourselves, like just
dangerous.
Yeah,
cheat
very
day.
right. So we're out the back, we're getting busted, and I go completely blackout from about 6. And
That's early.
Yeah. I was busted, right? Complete blackout. This is probably
You're meant to be in charge of the day.
It's probably only happened twice in my life. The other time was this other story that she's talking about. And then it switched, and I switched back on. My consciousness switches back on. It's 2 a.m, and I'm at Humble in the city. Like,
It's always a good place to wake
and
up.
I've just like literally but it was just like I was blinking, and then I'm back in the room. I was like, oh, Humble, all right, I'm good. I was like, all right, well, I need to
Get out of here.
get out of here. So like on the way home, and I've realised I don't have my keys, and I'm like,
I hope not. You wouldn't have driven Dumble, would you?
no, well, no, but like I don't have my keys to get in.
to get back in. Okay,
Right, and
yeah.
I'm going, no one's home. I'm going, fuck, I hope I didn't lock the house up real good. Like, you know.
Oh, true.
'cause everyone's not here. I get back here, and my car's not out the front either. And I've gone, what the it's happened again. It's happened again, right? The car's stolen again, right? I'm freaking out. It's like 3 a.m. now. I've called my mum and dad up off my chops. I'm like, Dad, the car's gone. Like, just like, and he's like, what? I was like, it's gone again. Like, he's like, what? Anyway, so I like hung up, and he's like, what the fuck's going on? I jump on over the fence, get out the back. The house is locked up, right?
Yeah, okay, that's good.
But then he calls me back, and we have a spare key, right? But it's not like just a regular lockbox key.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones, right? And Dad's called me up, and I'm like, how do I do this? And he's like, yeah, I'll talk you through it. It's like this padlock thing. And it's like a puzzle from fucking Games World, right? It's got like a little gear stick thing, and you have to put it in a particular pattern in order to open it up, right? So there's me off chops with Dad going, all right, you have to go down 1, then across 2, then down 3, and down. I'm like, I was just couldn't get it. I was out there for an hour, right? Just couldn't work this out. Finally get it open, get inside. Crash, go to bed, and then when you wake up in a panic the next morning because you just remember the car, just like the house is trashed. Oh, it was like terrible. I was like, what happened? And then I'm running around, and I call up. Another Andrew story. Then I call up Andrew.
This went well. I'm sure he'll be super helpful.
Yeah. Well, he was there. He was there that night, and he wasn't drinking. So I was like, I'll call him up. I was like, Andrew, guess what? You will never guess what happened. He's like, what? And I was like, I fucked up, blah, blah, blah. He's like, what? I was like, my car got stolen again. He goes, you're an absolute idiot. And I was like, what? He goes, I dropped you in your own car to the front of Humble last night, and on my story, there's me in the front and going, oh, it's Andrew dropped my car. So yeah, oh my God. So he had the car, thank God. Dad's called the police saying it's stolen. It was reported stolen for 2 weeks after that.
Andrew's finally in cuffs where he belongs.
Literally, that's exactly where he belongs. Exactly.
That is incredible. What a story.
Yeah.
Finally, we have
The story.
the most drunk you've ever been, and it
God.
came after your shoulder injury.
So I had that when saying I had my shoulder injury, right?
Yeah.
So it was a real bad one. I was on all these painkillers, all these endones.
How did you hurt your shoulder in the first place?
Basketball, yeah. So I just went to tap a ball, someone knocked it out real bad. But it
right.
did this real particular one that evidently it doesn't happen the way it happened very often. So it's this particularly bad one.
It's always what you want,
Yeah,
an injury that no one's ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
To you.
Exactly, right. So I was like, fuck. So anyway, so I had this. We got the surgery for it. And I was on all these pain meds, on these endones and really heavy painkillers, right? So I was at home for maybe 5 weeks.
I've heard it's really good to drink beer on those. They really.
Yeah, well, that's it. So, do you know what? You will never guess who's the part of this story. Andrew, ready? So anyway,
we might have to sit down with Andrew in a few
literally,
weeks.
oh my God, I'm really starting to notice some things here, boys.
Clear his name, I think.
Oh my God. Anyway, so I've been having all these for 5 or 6 weeks. My arm's still in a sling. It's still going to be in a sling for probably another 6 weeks after. So it took forever, this process to get it all right.
Yep.
And I went to this party, and she's like, oh, let's have some shots. And I was like, yeah, it's my first night out for ages before. I was like, yeah, let's have some. I reckon I had 15 shots, right? And I've not been drinking for that long. I'm on all these heavy painkillers. Again, blackout, complete blackout. I've got no memory of any of that. We went to Frayed. It was probably definitely before you. Yeah. Maybe before you. You remember Frayed?
Yeah.
It's under.
Yeah,
under
I know where it
Metros
used
is.
to be.
Yeah.
I never been.
Yep. So anyway, it was under there, and one of my mates has carried me out. I wasn't there very long, but he's carried me out. I was full proper paralytic. Yeah. And we get outside. We're waiting for a taxi or something, and there's these 2 cops that come over. Yeah, right. And I've vomited on the cop's shoes.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah.
They like that.
Yeah. And so Jack's got me on the shoulders. He carries me home. I get back in here, and he sort of dropped me off to mum and dad, going, here, deal with it. So, I'm in the toilet. I'm vomiting everywhere. I'm like, oh fuck, like this. And Elise has come out going what the fuck is this? But I'm in such a paralytic state that I've not thought it's Elise. I thought it was my girlfriend at the time. Oh, no. Yeah, so I'm there stroking Elise going, Jazz. Going like, it's okay, I'm sorry. And she's like, just me stroking her going,
What a traumatic situation.
oh, fuck, that's funny as fuck.
At what point did you realise?
I think it's when I passed out, probably.
Yeah, no, that's
yeah. Anyway, very funny.
That's terrifying stuff. Have we got any others?
Nah.
No, I think that's it.
That's it?
I think we've milked the well. No, that was good. There's some great stories in there.
Thank you.
You've
That's
done
good.
well. All right, it's been an absolute bumper. It's been a huge episode of the Body Magic special.
Fuck yeah.
We've chatted about PT stuff. We've chatted about pro athletes. We've chatted about Love Island, and obviously a heap of embarrassing stories as well. But something that I've obviously been most excited about is I want to hear some stories about Noel.
I'm passionate about helping people. So for the last 2 years, I've volunteered my time down at a local footy club coaching the integrated team, which is a team full of guys with physical and mental disabilities. And he's by far my highlight every week. You're choking me, Noel. Everyone smile. Smiling. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that audio was really hard to make.
Now, Noel is an absolute king. Noel is an
Thanks to
absolute
Love
icon, and Noel Mondays is what I call them around town.
Oh, yeah.
They're like the favourite part of my week is
All time.
going back and watching some of the Noel Monday clips.
Yeah,
So,
no, he is a lot of fun.
It
Noel,
must
yeah.
get you excited on Sunday nights.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah,
A lot of
it's,
Sunday nights for everyone else.
Like I said, but it's a bit of a flip of a coin as if the man's ready, going to have a fun day or not. So, but yeah, we're trying to make him a bit of an icon of Perth, and he
Yeah, he's a bit
gets
of a celebrity.
recognised down the shops.
he's a one name man as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, he is. He's like the Beyonce of Perth.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
very, very much so. Yeah.
So I'm sure you have
about as sassy as her. As well.
I'm sure you have a plethora of stories. So we'd love to hear just like some of the best ones.
Yeah, well, absolutely love Noel. Been caring for him for probably like 4 years now, and him and his family, his mum Joan, they are the best, right? You can just.
You say you met him at the footy club.
Yeah, we met at coaching the footy team,
Yep.
and he played in the footy team, and I was doing a little bit of care work for a few guys at that time, but me and Noel just clicked really
Thick as
well.
thieves.
And like I said, I love his family. His mum's great. Like, it's just so much fun, right? It's just no effort. It's just hanging out with a mate, really. So, but yeah, some of the good stories from. So this was the very, very first time ever that I met Noel, right?
Yeah, okay.
So it was. I got asked to come down and be one of the coaches for the team. Said, "Yep, no worries."
Yep.
So I came on down and did the training session, and then they were going to Grilled in Freo.
Yeah.
For their team, like their opening night
Yep.
for the team or whatever. So yeah, great. So I went on down there and I'm meeting all the boys, and there's about 50 of them, and Grilled sponsors the team, so we've got
Sick.
the whole restaurant, right?
Hell
The
yeah.
whole restaurant in Freo all booked out, right? And they do it every year, and there's like photos of them. There's still photos of me and Noel in there.
Yeah,
and whatever else is
dope.
all there.
Celebrities.
Yeah. So anyway, we're in there and I'm meeting all the boys, and they're all sitting around. Like I said, we've got the whole restaurant sitting there, and there's this waitress that's going around and taking the orders,
Yeah.
right? And she's pretty good looking, and all the boys, you can see them under the tables. The legs are starting to tap a little bit. They're getting a little bit antsy, right? You can see it was very funny, right? Super funny. Like they were, very excited by this very good looking waitress coming around. So anyway, on the way out, the staff have made like a little guard of honor.
Oh,
saying,
sick.
thank you so much, guys. See you next year. Good luck with the season.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. And then there's Noel. I've not really met Noel yet, right? Noel's coming, but this is how I remember who Noel was. He's coming down, and the very good looking waitress goes, "See you later." And he goes, "Hi, thanks for that. It's my birthday. Can I have a hug?"
It's not
And
his
she's
birthday.
gone,
It's not his birthday.
Not his birthday. Man's an absolute no. He's just a bad man. So anyway, so she's like, "Oh, okay, okay, no worries." So go gives him a hug. He gets her in the vice. Right, he's strong. Like, he's small, but he's strong. Like, he's like, got her. She's like this, and he's like, "Oh," and he plants this big kiss, a big lick up her side of her cheek, and a little bit into her ear, and we're like, and she's battling away. She's like this, like going, and everyone's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, it's my first day. I'm going, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like crying. His arms open. He's laughing. Anyway, I thought it was great fun. All the staff are like, what the, and they're laughing. Anyway, this girl was just mortified. I remember it was mortified, right? So anyway, that was the first time I ever met him. So cracker star.
Still got the grilled sponsorship?
Sorry?
Still got the grilled sponsorship?
Yeah, we do. Oh, yeah, I think we do. I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah. Anyway, but this is sort of the follow-on from that was, so I went on my first date with Bec.
Yep.
Right? Great first date. We went to Freo. Everything just, sparks flying, right? Talking about all sorts of stuff. They're talking all sorts. And she's like, "Oh, and you coach the team down at CBC." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I do, blah, blah, blah." Always a good in. I was like, yeah. Talk about that more, yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah. And she goes, "Oh, yeah, well, actually, there was one year, I remember you coming in.
No.
One of the boys licked up my ear.
That is huge.
So I've got Becky's Noel's sloppy seconds to me. Noel got to her first. How unbelievable. And when she said this, I went, no, because I've been telling this story for years, or I've been telling them for years. I could not believe it. I was like, what?
That is incredible.
That is incredible.
That is one of the
What a
bad
bad man. What are the chances of that? What a bad
Did he
man.
know? Did he realise the first
Oh,
time?
he's one of many victims. So he's like, which one were you? Hang on.
That is so good.
Oh,
We've
my
had some
gosh.
good stories today, but I reckon that one.
That's
takes the
pretty.
cake.
That was like I lost it.
That is incredible.
Lost that. So
That is
anyway, very
absolutely
funny.
all-time.
So yeah, Noel is still to this day a very big fan of Bec. Yeah,
Yeah, no doubt.
Tries to cut my grass at every occasion he possibly can. So.
Well, he got in first, man.
He
caught kids
did.
early.
He certainly.
That's going to be a sick story to tell the kids. Fuck, I
I've
love
got
that.
a
Uncle
good
Noel.
Noel story.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So Jake and I used to work at the cinema up
Yes.
at Borgoon, and
Noel's an icon, even. at
Noel's a
Borgoon.
regular. So
Yeah.
Noel's one of the girls there is like Noel's cousin, so everyone
Right.
sort of knew him more than like one of the normal regulars.
Yeah.
And he came in. He really loved the Meg when it was out. It's like
Yeah.
a movie about a big shark.
He's got the poster of the Meg up on his bloody wall.
So he fucking loved the Meg, and then
And he was only one of a handful of people that saw the Meg.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a terrible
Yeah, it
movie.
was.
Meg flop. The Meg flop.
And then, so one time I'm just making coffee. He comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, how you going?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Yeah, good. And then he's like, he holds out his phone, and it's a picture of the Jaws DVD.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Have you seen this?" And I was like, "No, I've never seen Jaws." And he's like, "No, have you seen this?" And he like points. And like, I've never seen Jaws. And he goes, "No, have you seen this?" And he like zooms in on the photo, and it's in the so the photo is him holding the DVD, and on his wrist is like a watch.
Look closer, idiot.
He's like, "Have you seen my watch?" And I was like, "No." And then I was like, "Did you lose it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then I was like, oh, "Okay." I was like, "Well, were you here when you lost it?" He's like, "Yeah." And like, "Do you remember what cinema you were in?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was in cinema 7." It's like, "Okay, cool." So the guy who was like on floor comes up and like, Noel's lost his watch. Can you take him down to cinema 7 to go and look for it?
Yeah.
And normally if someone's lost something and there's another movie going, we'll just tell him we'll look for it later.
And we'll
But-
give him a call later.
but
Yeah.
Luke and Noel walk in with the torch, look around where he was sitting. They come back and I'm like, "Oh, did you find your watch?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, did you did you leave? Could it be anywhere else around here?" And he goes, I'm like, "Did you like take it off?" He goes, "Yeah, I took it off in the bathroom." And then I was like,
Well, it's probably that.
I was like,
Why are we looking in the cinema?
yeah, I'm like, "Why did you go? Why did you go to the cinema?"
Oh, that's good. That is good.
And it was in the bathroom?
No, it actually wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it?
We looked in there and it wasn't. So someone must have taken it.
So,
rat.
if he leaves, so he's got a very particular set of everything that he needs to bring for
Yep.
every day. Like there's, if when I pick him up, he doesn't have his shirt, he does the shoes in the car,
Yep.
he does the socks in particular, all this sort of stuff, right?
Yep.
And if anything's a little bit off, absolutely throws him. So that would have just been ruining his day,
Oh,
man,
no.
just because he has to have the watch. Like you have to have the watch.
Another thing he's
one-
particular about is the Subway sub.
Oh yeah,
His order at Subway is iconic, to say the least.
It's
yeah.
just bread and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
But it's very funny when you go to a Subway because we usually go to like the same Subway.
Yep.
And we kind of know him like around the area where he is. And they know the sub that's coming up.
Yeah.
And like there's
Bring the mayo out.
and there's a few of them that are on my gram. They like my gram. They get around it and they like can't wait for it to come in. They're like, Noel's here. They're like shaking the bottles, ready to go. They're like, yes, here we go, guys. We've been waiting for this today. Very very funny. We get free Subways at some of them. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Because there's no content in
Yeah,
it.
it's just mayo. Yeah, he just dresses this sub. I'm talking in. It must like an actual estimate. It would be probably 600 mils of mayo.
so
Like that. So I don't think that would be exaggerating. It might be more.
The first time I watched
600, maybe 500, maybe
a-
500.
that's
It's
a
about
lot
half
of
a liter of
mayo.
mayo. It's a lot of mayonnaise.
the first time I watched it, I was like watching it and she's like pouring the thing out. I'm like, "Okay, this is going for a while." I like tapped it to the next one, and then there's just tons more, and she's still going.
And they're always like, they look at me going like, "Is this all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what the man wants." But I've had to cut down on the mate. Like, I don't know if it used to be a weekly thing,
Yeah.
but he might get it maybe once every 4 weeks now because the man was putting on a little bit of weight. He wasn't working out in the Body Magic gym very much, and he wanted his mayonnaise too much, so we had to just cut that down a little bit.
I saw the other day you made a toasty for him. He used tartar and stuff.
Oh, I ran out of mayo. That was actually good. If I bring him here, that's remind me. I gotta go get some mayonnaise tonight. But yeah, we put tartar sauce instead of, so it was a toasted cheese and tartar sauce.
That is criminal, man.
And then the other one I was gonna tell you boys was the very first time.
Yeah,
that
this
I
is the
met
story
Noel.
I
So
like. Yep.
Same with, any of, any sort of disability client that you ever go to. It's always like, there's not really you don't do any course to do it, anything like that. It's just, you just got to work each other out.
Instinct.
It's instinct.
Yeah.
You got to, get a connection. You just got to, roll with however it goes, right? So this is the first day I had him. So we went to Point Walter.
Yep.
It was like the golf course up at
Yeah,
Point
yeah,
Walter
yeah.
there. So, and I was like, what do you want to do? I was like, I'm going to play hide and seek. And I went, oh, great. Sounds good. Easy day. I love hide and seek. Let's do that. So we're running all over Point Walter, this big reserve by the river.
Yep.
Playground everywhere, and it's just so much fun. We're hiding everywhere. I've got my phone out filming everything. So this is the first, first time we're putting everything. It's great fun. We're having a blast. We're running around for about an hour and a half, and I said, hey, mate, all right, last one. This is the last one, then we've got to go home. He goes, yeah, no problem. He goes, but you have to count. I said, all right, no worries. So here I go, 1, 2, 3, and the whole time, obviously that we're playing this, I'm not actually closing my eyes and letting my new disability support client run amok and not see where he is. I'm not an idiot, right? So I'm watching him, shuffle off and jump behind a tree. And I go, I wonder where he is, and doing the whole thing, right? So I see him. We're at the very, very top of Point Walter, like up near the golf course, right? And I see him sort of run on off. He's shuffling off, and then he jumps behind this bin, and it's about 100 meters away. Oh, there he is. No worries. So again, I'm doing the whole thing. I wonder where Noel is. I can smell him. I'm doing all the things, right? He's there. He loved this for the
What's
last
the
hour
catch
and a
call? What's the one that you go with? What's the one that he always does? It's not cuckoo. What is it?
half. Oh, tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet. That's it.
Tweet, tweet. Yeah. I'll get some on the story tomorrow. Anyway, so walking around trying to find where he is, and I get to the bin and I go, gotcha. And he's not behind the bin. And I'm going, fuck. Literally, I'm going, can I hear it tweeting? I'm going, oh no. So I'm looking, and then the only thing behind, so what's happened is, because we're at the top of this reserve in this Point Walter, it goes down on a big hill all the way down the river, right? So what he's done is he knows I'm at the top of the hill. The bin, if he gets behind that, he knows that's over that little bit of a curve of the hill, that if he rolls down, man's free after that. So he's done this on purpose, bastard, right? So he's jumped behind. And behind this bin is bush. Like, it is like all that dense bush that's all there. And I've gone, fuck, right? So I'm going, no, can I get a tweet? You win. Your mum's calling. We have to go home. Doing it all, right? Game's over. Haha, But I have done a search of this place, 150-meter radius search of this place. He's not there, or he's in somewhere and he's not coming out. Like, he's going, this is great, got him. And I'm going, all right. And then I get this, only time ever in my life I had this panic attack. Like, I'm talking, I was on a tree like this.
Oh, no.
30 seconds of going, I am the worst cat. This is day one.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, this, I was freaking. Like, what do you do? I was going, what do I do? I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I finally calmed myself down, and I've gone, all right, well, who can I call? I can call his mum, because he's got a phone. I was like, all right, I'll call the mum, get the number, and go that way. But then if that,
But you got to have that conversation with his mum, saying,
exactly.
"Hey, I lost your son on day
right.
one."
So I was like, well, that means I'm going to have to tell her. I'm going, oh God. So anyway, so I called her up and said, hey Joan, how are you? She said, hey darling, how are you? I was like, yeah, good. Yeah, look, I'm out in this park playing hide and seek. You know how he's really good at hide and seek. I've kind of lost him. He's like, oh well, you know what? You can't go very fast. So that's all right. I was like, okay, cool. All right, I felt a little bit better. I'll send you the number. So send me through the number. I'm calling him. And he keeps declining my call.
Oh, so he knows you're calling.
He knows it's me. He knows it's me. Going, this bastard, right? So I'm freaking out. And because I've just been filming, this thing all day, my phone, I'm talking, is on 1%, right? and I'm calling. I must have called 10 times. And I've gone, all right, I've got 1 or 2 more calls left in this. This is either going to the SAS dog squad to get the helicopters and everything out here, right? Or this one more to Noel. And I went, one more to Noel. All right, so click Noel. Bring. He goes, hello? And I said, where the fuck are you? And he goes, I'm hiding. I said, I know you're fucking hiding. I said, where are you hiding? He goes, I'm at the cafe. He was at a cafe 1.5 kilometers through the bush that way, right? Oh my God. So anyway, so I'm like, thank God he's not dead, right? So I walk, I'm laughing at this point. I get down the cafe.
He's not there.
He's not fucking up. I'm looking everywhere still, and I hear this tweet. Turn around, he's behind a tree. He's still in bloody hide and seek mode. Oh my God. So then since then, when we play hide and seek, find my iPhone.
Yeah, good.
See you later, mate. Sorry, just give me your phone for a sec. Just got to put something on it. Yeah. Here you go. All right, see you in a bit.
Love it. All right, boys. Bumper rep. We're going to finish up, as we do each and every week, without Everyday Hero. Now, we have Body Magic joining us in the studio, so it would be remiss of us not to ask him to bring an Everyday Hero to the table. So, Gerard, take it away.
Well, this one kind of like ties in with the Noel story as well, actually. So,
we love that.
Yeah, so this will I'll build up the story and then I'll tell you the hero after. So we were down in Mandurah, and we're playing this game, and Noel really wanted to be captain this week, right?
Of the
really,
footy team.
Of the footy team. So we choose, like, it's kind of like Auskick where, you know, there's a different captain every week, everyone gets a go, right? And I said to him, he doesn't usually get picked for captain because he doesn't go to training, right? It's hard to be captain when you don't go to training, see? which is understandable.
Nat 5 just rocks up game. I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Which is understandable, you know. So I said, and then he actually went to training the week before, but I wasn't there, so I didn't know. But anyway, he went, and he thought because he went, that makes sense. I'm captain. Like, that's what I had to do, and I did it. You know, close, but anyway. So it was one of the other boys' turn to be captain.
Yeah, okay.
He was and from the moment he heard that,
dark.
Like, I'm talking like he was out in the field.
Oh, no.
It was like this, like, kick in the ground. He was cursing me as I go past, mumbling under his breath, like, just, you know, wishing dark things on me, right? Anyway, so the whole game goes past, and he's still in this foul mood, like such a bad mood. Kick in the ground, big, you know, tantrums, whatever. And then after the game, he also likes to usually go get changed after the game. He's got his particular routine of he has a shower and he gets changed and whatever. But the change rooms were locked, right? So again, it's just not Noel's day. Like, it's just not all adding up. And this is caused him to really erupt, a big tantrum, right? And the tantrums, to be honest, they're kind of funny. So it's but it's like, because he's carrying on like just so much. Anyway, we left that. And then me and my dad helps coach me, so we went in the car and we left. And then I get a call from Joan, Noel's mum.
Yep.
And she's laughing. And she's on loudspeaker. She's like, I can hear Noel in the back seat growling away. And she goes, oh my God, Gerard, you'll never guess what's just happened. I said, what? He goes, I'm driving down Old Mandurah Road going 90 k's an hour. And Noel, who's just been fed up with this day of stuff that's not been going right for him, right? He's just thought, fuck it, this football business isn't for me. He's rolled down the window while his mum's going 90 k's in the back seat, rolls it down. He's just got new footy boots like 2 games ago, gets his footy boots, ditches them out the bloody car window, going 90 k's down. So there's a size 6, like, you know, brand new footy boots on the side of Old Mandurah Road somewhere, right? Oh, so funny. So anyway, so then that happened, and then as punishment for that on that Monday, I said to Noel, all right, mate.
You can't give him the captaincy after that.
You can't be doing that. You can't. And so what I did is I made up this little wanted sign. Did you see this? Do you remember this? Yeah. And I had made up this little wanted sign, and it was a picture of him saying, you know, Noel Lombardo wanted for littering. So, you know, and your punishment is you have to pick up 200 pieces of rubbish. So we went down Canning Highway and we picked up 200 pieces of rubbish to his much disgust. And I think his first reaction when I brought the fine out to tell him this is, you know, hey, look what the police officer just left it here was fuck off. Like, the police can fuck off. Anyway, very, very funny. So, but from that, how this links with the Everyday Hero, Luke Ryan hit me up, and a lot of the Dockers guys are a big fan of Noel, right?
I bet.
And they said, and he said, hey, I'm going to get Noel some footy boots. So he got from his sponsor, they were Pumas. I hope I've got that right. Yeah. These beautiful new Puma boots. Brought them down, gave it to him. And they came down, they watched that game with the boots on for the first time, which is great fun. So yeah, Everyday Hero Luke Ryan for that. He absolutely loves it. Yeah.
Lukey Ryan's a star, not only on field, but off field. And that's why he is episode 57, the Body Magic special, Everyday Hero. All right, boys, what an episode.
Fuck me dead.
Massive episode.
Huge, definitely the biggest we've ever done. We're in the studio at the moment, and we definitely think it'll be a 2-parter. So hopefully that comes through.
Stay tuned for that.
I'm excited for the Saturday after the first part.
That will be good,
Because I
yes.
imagine a couple people at the session will listen.
Oh, true.
So the
Because a lot of
Saturday
their,
morning,
lot of their
yeah.
stories will be in that.
That was really good. That was really good fun, boys. That was really good.
Thank
Thanks
you so
for
much
having
for
me.
coming on.
That
It's
was
been
great.
we definitely have had you pinned for a little while.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Before the challenge, even we were just like, Gerard would be a good.
Yeah,
good
well,
person to have a chat to.
whenever you need someone
Yeah.
else to come on with another segment, whatever, you let us know. We'll be
100%.
here. No
If we need to
worries.
count some calories.
Absolutely.
You're the man to hit up, I understand. Hey, Gerard, I'm thinking about getting this Subway. What are your thoughts? No. KFC is actually healthier. But no, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you join us for MacPack episode. Basically, what will be maybe episode 57 and 58.
Ooh.
Quite a bit of fun.
Massive.
So until we get back to normal formatting this time next week, everyone at home, please remember to stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
Go give your mum a hug.
ciao for now, but not forever.